Good morning and welcome to the August monthly member briefing. I said August. It's hard to believe it. It's hard to imagine, but August is here. I'm Thomas Deere, the Vice President of Sales and Engagement at the Chamber, and I have the privilege of being your host. A big thank you to each of you for joining us today, and thank you for your partnership. These sessions are designed to provide you with information, solutions, and connections needed to keep your businesses thriving. Today, you have joined in listen-only mode with your microphones and cameras muted. We do encourage you to ask questions throughout the program. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions using the Zoom's chat box. I want to thank our media sponsor today, the Cincinnati Business Courier, for their continued support of our monthly member briefings. We have a terrific lineup today, so let's get going. Before I pass the baton, I want to take an opportunity to congratulate Brendon Cull on being named the president of the Cincinnati USA Regional Chamber. Congratulations and welcome, Brendon Cull, president of the United Cincinnati USA Chamber. Brendon.
Thank you, Thomas. I'm so glad to be here. It's great to be with you all, everyone, on this monthly member briefing. Jill will be back next month, but I have to tell you, I'm just really excited to be here today to introduce my friend, the Vice President of the Hamilton County Commission, Alicia Reece. But before I get to heap praise on the commissioner, let me start with just a few highlights of a summer that feels busier than any other year so far. First, I want to thank Senators Portman and Brown and Congressman Shabbat for their support of the CHIPS bill that passed last week and is being signed by the president early next week. CHIPS isn't the cop show from the 70s, if that's what you were thinking, but it's a massive new program that will deliver jobs to Ohio and to our region. Intel is a major project just outside of Columbus, and it's just the first example. The CHIPS bill will enable Intel and future tech investments, and all of this will lead to a boost in all of Ohio's economy, in particular ours. So we're very excited about that. We'll continue to work with Ready to take advantage of this major opportunity for our economy. I encourage you to take a look at our government affairs resources on our website. There's some great information there. Secondly, congratulations to everyone who was involved in one of our best weeks of the year, the P&G Cincinnati Music Festival, the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, and Black Tech Week. If you were around Cincinnati 2 weeks ago, what a great week it was in our city. It was one of the most vibrant weekends in our city in a long while, and more is around the corner. So I just wanted to say congratulations to everybody who was involved in that. I can see from who's on our screen that many of you were there, many of you helped support it. It's really one of those examples when the whole city comes together to make some great things happen. One last thing, at the Chamber, we have an incredibly busy fall. I mentioned that we love big tourism weeks here, and I know that the commissioner is going to talk about tourism. Of course, we have Oktoberfest and Blink coming up, both in less than 100 days. I'd encourage you to make sure you check your chamber emails for information about Sea Change and Cincy Next. Class applications will come open soon. Our leadership exchange this year, which is a trip that we take to another city, we're doing in partnership with the Dayton Chamber. Our Leadership Cincinnati Alumni Awards, where we're going to honor two fantastic leaders, both from Leadership Cincinnati Class 20, Gwen Robinson and Katie Blackburn. And then, of course, our annual Fifth Third Bank Diversity Leadership Symposium, which will happen in October. All of the information will be available on each of these events coming soon. So my request to you is please keep your eyes open, take a look for all of that stuff, and register when you can. All right, now on to the real show. Commissioner Alicia Reece is the youngest woman elected to Cincinnati City Council way back about 20-some years ago. She's the only African-American woman locally elected to city, county, and state offices. Commissioner Reece has led and created so much in this community. She's inspired broad respect for our musical history, particularly our Black musical history, by being the founder of the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. In her role as commissioner, she created the 513 relief bus that helped countless citizens during COVID and still does today. She has promoted this community far and wide, international promotion of Cincinnati, Ohio, and that's thanks to her background in marketing and communication, business, and tourism. She is never far from the forefront as she leads our region. But here's what I like to say about Commissioner Reece, and you should never forget it. She's an organizer. She works. She never stops moving. Now, that's sometimes because she's on roller skates, but she organizes her way to win after win after win. When we had a tough time in Cincinnati 20 some years ago, she organized the Red Hot Weekend and brought together thousands of people to see what was really happening in Cincinnati. And she stood up for the city. She's organized campaigns, tourism efforts, and now the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. She's a friend, even when we disagree, which fortunately isn't too terribly often. So I am so glad today to introduce my friend, Commissioner Alicia Reece.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Brendon. I am so proud of you. And I want to congratulate you on your new position because you mentioned my work, but your work as well. You've always been the one to roll up the sleeves and do the work. So I say you and I have come from the bottom up, and that's the best type of leadership you can have. I'm very excited to continue to work with you in your new role. Want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for having me today. And I'm going to run through some of these slides really quickly because I want to get to your questions. But I've been in office now a year and a half as a county commissioner, and a lot has moved forward. I've been able to utilize the experiences I've had from council as the vice mayor, from the State House as the president of the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus, from someone who tried to put a constitutional amendment forward for voting rights called the Voter Bill of Rights, to being the deputy director of tourism and working in the Department of Development for a former governor. So bringing all those components, I'm very excited about this position because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the delivery system. So Washington releases the money or the state releases the money. The county is the one that makes sure that it actually gets to the people. So I've been very excited about that. I have a report to the people of our first year. And so I'll go to the next slide to talk about a few things that we've been working on down here. Brendon mentioned the 513 relief bus, which we were one of the first in the country to have this type of mobile relief bus. It's patterned after Hampton University, but we put an extra twist on it. It's Hamilton County on wheels, and it launched first to go out and be able to give the COVID vaccination. At the same time, you could register for rent assistance, mortgage assistance, small business assistance, all of those things, utility help right on the spot. So we took the resources to the people instead of people trying to find the resources. And we started with a rental, I call it the body double, the bus that you saw, but we are building a permanent bus that will be out, that will have dental services, that would have different health services, mobile pharmacy that will be there. And in addition, with all the economic resources that are available to help people. So we're doing a new way of doing business in Hamilton County by taking Hamilton County out into the 49 municipalities that we serve. We went to 28 different zip codes. We went to 79 locations. I was at about 74 of them, everything from Cleves to Avondale. And we were able to help over 4,000 people last year. Next slide. And as you can see, we were able to get, I got my vaccination as an example to others at a time when a lot of people, particularly in the African-American community, were hesitant. But we were able to go there and build relationships and partnerships with the NAACP and other organizations to just build these relationships to make people feel more comfortable. Next slide. Again, we don't do anything if we can't measure it. That's my motto in my office. That's my motto of my life. And so we were able to get more money to people that it was supposed to get to than many counties. And so now more money is coming to Hamilton County. As you can see, the number of vaccinations, that was early numbers, but we hit over 2,000 vaccinations. We started a new portal called 513relief.org. When I got here, we had multiple websites and it wasn't mobile friendly. I said, I can't believe this. So we have a site called 513relief.org portal. You can apply online, you can get answers online. And at that time, we had over 200,000 people that hit that site. Next. And of course, that's a community. We go next slide. Home ownership. We saw that we had a lot of rental relief, but we didn't have enough for homeowners. We want people to not only be able to buy a home, but be able to stay in a home. And so we put money, some of the American Rescue money for homeowner relief. We still have money available to help people with their mortgages and then also with their property taxes. People were getting hit hard because of COVID. And so now we have funding available and we partner with our Treasury Department, Jill Schiller, and now we have money available to also help with back taxes. In addition to that, we put $40 million to affordable housing, and we're excited to be able to roll out that plan that will be diversified in terms of new product, existing product, and product for elderly, product for reentry. We put the most money in terms of one government entity up, $40 million, and we're looking to be able to roll that out in the next year or so. Next slide. Small business. Small business relief was critical during these times. It's still critical. I want Hamilton County to be, as we go into hopefully COVID behind us, everybody has a reset. Every county has a reset. And the issue is going to be who came out of this COVID and moved in new directions, bigger directions. And what I want us to do, you know, McDonald's is known for the Big Mac. I want us to be known as the county for small businesses, the place where small businesses can, new businesses can open, existing small businesses can grow, everything from storefronts to technology companies. We want to be the place for small businesses. And so one of the first steps is I hosted a small business day with the Urban League, and we were trying to do about $4 million. Over 700 businesses came. It was outdoors. We had Alloy, who runs our economic development. We had them there to help you with the application, the understanding. We saw that 90% of people didn't know about this. And as a result, almost 90% of the people qualified. So we have done $13 million in grants to help small businesses. And that was great, but I want to institutionalize these things. And so the county has never had an office of small business. And that was one of the initiatives I put in my budget request. And so now we have an office of small business. It's just getting off the ground, but we are going to be working, and Brendon will be working with the chamber to host a small business day. I used to do it as a state representative, and now I want to do it countywide to help us institutionalize this office of small business, to help position us as the county, the #1 county in Ohio, and hopefully the country, for small businesses. So small business is critical to our plan as we move forward with a new Hamilton County. Next slide. Then it brings us to the Black Music Walk of Fame. And I know I'm running through all these things, but each of these projects have been very hands-on and hard to do because we're doing things different. And whenever you do something different, it's very difficult. But the Black Music Walk of Fame idea really came from, I have been in tourism. I grew up in music. My mother, who unfortunately passed away from breast cancer, my mother was a singer and came out of the West End. And my father wanted to be the next Berry Gordy. He had interned for Motown, had his own record label in Cincinnati. And many people don't know Cincinnati. We had more independent labels than most cities in the country. So long story short, the two of them met, recorded on his album, and got married, and here I came out. And so I grew up in this with Bootsy Collins and other people around the house and different stories that I would hear. And my parents went on to have an advertising agency. So I would be in the studio as they're writing jingles and people are singing. And so I said, these stories can't stay in my head. We've got to put them somewhere. It can't leave when I leave. And so Lincoln Ware and Otis Williams had said, hey, why can't we have something on, they pointed at the Andrew Brady Center, how can we be included? And so we came up with the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame on lot 28 on the bank. So this is what it looked like with rocks, and this is what it's going to look like in 2023.
Welcome. I'm Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reece and founder of the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. Join me for a tour of our newest tourist attractive outdoor technology park, celebrating and capturing the stories of musical artists, groups, songwriters, and music around the world. Let's Music Walk of Fame tour. You will be in informational kiosks and of our Black artists and their You Can't will help you. We will have audio. If you keep the beat, you can receive Everyone loves to take selfies and photos. We have a 3D experience on social media. What is a Walk of Fame without a dance party for the entire family? This area moving searchlights above it, and you will be able to dance the night away. The technology. We have this dance party continuing with augmented reality features in this area that will allow you. The augmented reality continues by letting you sing and perform virtually with some of your favorite inductees. Come check out our world-class talents, Penny Ford, the Isley Brothers, Midnight Star, Otis Williams, High Tech, Wilbert Longmire, Dr. Charles Fold, and more. This with new inductees each year. Can you feel the
So that's what it's going to, it's a tourist attraction that honors the history of Black musicians from greater Cincinnati and Southwest Ohio. And you can follow on the socials there, the website, you get more information, but you want to follow because the grand opening will be next year. We were featured in Essence magazine, which is huge for the city. They both did a pre-story and they actually came to Cincinnati during the Cincinnati Music Festival, which is the county's largest economic impact weekend. And so we certainly are happy about that. Blink will be doing a special presentation at the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, and we're excited about that. I'll just end with our county. We believe in economic development and tourism, and we invest in it. And the festival had been down for 2 years, and we invested $690,000 so they could come back. And over almost 100,000 people were in town. All the hotels are filled, so we're excited about that. And we also invested $720,000 in Blink because we know that that's a very important economic development driver and tourism driver as well. And we're excited about what that's going to be able to do. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. There's my QR code if you want to get the complete report to the people from 2021 and my contact information. You can find us there with our contact information for my office and my social, and encourage you to follow us.
Thank you, Commissioner. That's a tremendous update, and we can tell with all of the social and different ways to contact you just how engaged you are with everybody. I've never seen a presentation where you haven't given everybody half a dozen ways to get in touch with you, and that's really a mark of someone who wants to be engaged with the people and understand what's going on. So I'm really grateful for that. I know we've got a great group online, and so I hope that there are some questions today. I might kick one off. The feeling of that weekend, the Music Fest, Black Music Walk of Fame weekend was and Cincy Black Tech Week was just incredible. Tell us a little bit about, you've been passionate about tourism really since as long as I've known you. And so tell me why you think that's important to Hamilton County and how that's a differentiator for us. And we've got stadiums, we've got a convention center, we've got really big plans coming. And I think you're kind of at the forefront of showing how tourism can be a meaningful impact to our economy.
Yeah, tourism is economic development. And I've been saying that since I was on council. We had some tough days, Brendon, you recall. And I said, we got to get on offense. And I created the Cincinnati on the Move campaign and started forming relationships. And then I got recruited to go to the state, and I had to go to 88 counties and market everything from Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to a Ferris wheel, where we create Ferris wheels, you know. But one of the things, it's quick. You can get the economic development quick. And so we can have these entities, these, you know, we've got stadiums, we've got, like you said, we'll have to have convention centers and build, you know, bring people to town. But one of the ways that we also make money at the county, of course, we're sales tax, we're property tax, but we're also hotel motel tax. And the money that we're able to get from people staying in the hotels goes to the CFA. Brenda, that you recall, we created so we could have the expansion of convention centers both in Cincinnati and Sharonville. And those dollars go back into infrastructure, into economic development, into marketing. And so when you bring in something like the music festival, Black Tech Week, and Black Music Walk of Fame, just in that one weekend, we haven't gotten the final numbers yet, but we were doing 107 million before COVID. And now this comeback of the largest crowd that we've had in probably ever, and one of the largest in the country, that money tallies up. So this is definitely economic development that we can reinvest into our community by getting money from people that come from out of town. And then of course there's a value on marketing, earned media. We went to the Super Bowl, we got earned media. So it's hot. Businesses want to move here. People want to be a part of here. People want to come visit here. You see the music festival, we're in Essence Magazine, and they have their own Essence Festival. Right. And now people are like, hey, I got to come back. I want to be back there for the grand opening. What are you guys going to do next year? Count me in. So it is economic development. I don't think enough people understand that tourism is. Now, it has to be measured. ROI is very important, but the ROI is there. And so we must look at it as economic development and not just, oh, we're just having a great time. When we did the Walk of Fame, we had 4,000 people. And I said, how many people are out of town? And the place went crazy. And I'm like, hey, keep spending money, keep spending money. Right. So economic development, tourism is economic development, and it's critical because we have a lot to sell. We have a lot to have people come and enjoy. And so we have to get it out there. You can build it, but now I need the people to come and utilize it. And that's what tourism is.
Yeah, I appreciate that answer so much. I mean, at the Chamber, we talk so much about talent and about building, growing talent in our region, and attracting people here from all over the country is so critically important. And then what happens on a weekend like Cincinnati Music Festival, Black Music Walk of Fame, is you have thousands of people coming in from all over the country, and they have a feeling that our city is safe, it's welcoming, they found restaurants, they found things to do, they could be inside, they could be outside. I think that gets in the bloodstream for people. And then they tell their friend, I had this really great time in Cincinnati. And while it may feel anecdotal at first, that's how cities start to get the momentum where they start to grow really fast. In Nashville, there weren't always bachelorette parties every weekend. It was a few that started. And so whether it's a Cincinnati Music, weekend where people come here and they say, this was really great, at some point that's going to start to get traction where it's happening all the time. And we feel like we have something happening here on the regular. And then I think that leads to growth in our population, which is really important as well too.
No, absolutely. It's like taking you go to college visit. It's like taking a visit, and people are coming and we're showcasing. Here's what we have. Here's who we are. And they catch the bug and they say, I think I'll take that job in Cincinnati.
Yep, and we're going to do the same thing for Blink in the fall, which is another great way to bring people here and help them walk around and see neighborhoods and see what's going on. I see we've got a question here from Kurt Reiber, who is the CEO of the Free Store Food Bank, President and CEO of the Free Store Food Bank, my fellow Leadership Cincinnati classmate. Spencer, I'm not sure if I can release Kurt or if I should just ask his question for him. What's the protocol here?
You can ask his question for him, or
I'll do it. I'll just go ahead and read it. Kurt says, Commissioner Reece, thank you for your support of the Free Store Food Bank and the families that we serve through your 513 relief bus. We're seeing increased demand for our food and services at the Free Store Food Bank due to increased prices and supply chain challenges. Support from the USDA has reduced dramatically because of the elimination of a trade mitigation food program and a farm to family food program. That's resulted in canceling over 30 truckloads of food coming to the Free Store, which means they've had to purchase more food. He'd love to talk to the Hamilton County Commission about providing funding of ARPA funds to the Free Store for food purchases. I know that you've been involved in Free Store in the past. Perhaps you guys can get together, but maybe you want to comment about how the 513 relief and what you've done for organizations like the Free Store Food Bank over the years.
Yeah, thank you, Kirk, and thank you for all the work you do. One of my personal missions is also to help end world hunger. So I've been very active in that. I know that our board, put in our last ARPA about $1 million to Freestore Food Bank. And Kurt, send me an email if there's a need. We're getting ready to look at our budget. We're getting ready to go into budget now for next year. But if you could send me an email, I'd love to get more information about that and talk to our administrator and see what we can do. I mean, definitely we don't want people to go hungry. And so anything we could do to help, I know we've helped before in an emergency way, and maybe we'll be able to help again.
Other questions from the attendees, put them in the chat and I can ask them. Commissioner Reece, I'll talk to you. I see one just came in. Hold on one sec. Kurt says, thank you. He'll be in touch. That's not another question, but feel free to put some questions in the Q&A.
You guys let me off easy.
Come on, ask her some questions. I'll ask another one. You were incredibly supportive of issue 7, which is the transit levy, and which has allowed for expanded bus service throughout our communities, and now a huge infrastructure program. I know SORTA just released last year their first round of infrastructure projects throughout the entire county. That's been a passion point for you just in terms of building infrastructure and being involved in what happens all over the county. Any comment you want to make about where that's going and how important transit is to our community as a whole?
Yeah, transportation is very important. When I was at the State House, I was on the Finance Committee, and then I was on the subcommittee. I was the ranking member subcommittee of transportation, finance for transportation. And I was always saying we've got to get more for public transportation. But before I left, we did get more, not as much as I wanted, but we did move the needle. I was in the super minority. But also the infrastructure part of transportation. And I'm most proud when I was able to get the Martin Luther King Highway Exchange, I-71, done. I think, Brendon, people don't necessarily realize it's very tough to be from Hamilton County and go up to the state and be able to get something done, because it's always upstate gets everything. So to get something like that done, that was on a 39-year, they call it fast track, and get it done in less than 7 years. And it has, created a whole innovation corridor, and you kind of see what it does. You can get to the hospital quicker, and to be an African-American woman in that space, because there wasn't many like me in that space. It's the only new highway exits, I believe, still to this day. And at the time was the only new highway exit in any urban city in America. So it was big, and I learned a lot from pushing that project. But as it relates to issue 7, one of the things I'm very excited about is the infrastructure, a lot of roads that wouldn't get fixed throughout Hamilton County, because we represent cities, villages, and townships. Right. And so a lot in the county outline areas outside of the city are able to get help on streets that wouldn't get the help. And then the most important thing, we have been working for such a long time on the Brent Spence Bridge and the Western Hills Viaduct. And this project allows us to get the Western Hills Viaduct done. It's no longer just a talk or a presentation. It will be, we will be able to work and get it done because of issue 7. As it relates to transit, obviously transit, it continues to change, and transit is a thing for recruitment. People want to know, what's your public transit look like? And I think that we're moving in those directions as it relates to modernizing. We got a long way to go, but we are moving at least in those directions, and we're able to provide services even throughout Hamilton County to some of those outlining areas, with also new buses with I'm very interested in the environment, so I want to have more electric cars, electric buses. What can we do? And so I think that SORTA is putting those plans together. So those are some positive things. I'm just excited. We had a press conference about the Western Hills Viaduct. I can't wait to see us actually move. I grew up on the west side, and it was always the talk, but we can never get it done.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. I can't say it's going to get done. Yeah.
It is. Okay, my colleague and friend Alfonso Cornejo from the Hispanic Chamber in Cincinnati asks if we are doing anything specifically to attract new out-of-state Latino residents to relocate in our metro area.
Yeah, I think that that's a very important question. We partner with the various chambers and kind of rely on, we don't do direct recruitment, but we certainly provide funding. We work with the various chambers through Alloy, that used to be HCDC, for recruitment of minority businesses. And in our grant program, we saw a number of Hispanic businesses that we were able to partner with. I think that we have to have even a larger role to, be more intentional. But those are the things that we have so far that have been around. I've only been here a year and a half, but those are some of the things through the small business component that we have been working very diligently on, as well as the housing piece. And so as we go to this $40 million in housing, we have a very diverse group of folks to help lead and guide how we utilize those dollars to increase minority home ownership as well.
That is great. Okay, I'm going to end with this question. I know that you are one of Hamilton County and Cincinnati's biggest sports fans. This is a great time to be a sports fan. We're getting ready to go into Bengal season. We love all of our sports teams in Cincinnati, but practice started this week for the Bengals. What's your prediction? Will the Bengals be back in the Super Bowl this year?
Okay, so I made a prediction last year and people didn't believe me. And even when I was pushing the watch party, I said, we need to get ready because we're going to the Super Bowl. And I said, oh, sure. I think we got a great chance. We got to keep Burrow healthy. The biggest thing I think for our team, I believe we could go to the Super Bowl. I believe we can win the Super Bowl. We have the right team, the right mix. Our biggest thing now is we must keep everyone healthy. If everyone stays healthy, I think we're going all the way.
That sounds great. I hope we do. And I hope it's a great year, and I hope to see you at the game. Thank you so much for being here with us. It's always great to hang out with you. You're kind to wake up with us and visit with the Cincinnati Chamber. So thank you so much, Commissioner Reece.
Thanks for having me and invite me back. Would love to come back.
We'll do it. I'm going to turn it back over to my colleague, Thomas. Thomas?
Thank you, Commissioner. So many great takeaways. However, one that continues to resonate is the small business. Small businesses need us now more than ever. And the small business work that you and your office are doing is completely amazing. 13 million in relief grants, creation of an office for small businesses. We're so blessed to have you. And thank you for all you do for our region. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Switching gears a little bit, it's my pleasure to introduce chamber members who have been making an impact in the community. This morning, you're going to hear from Transform Consulting's Doug Arthur. Doug serves as the principal consultant for Transform Consulting. Transform Consulting delivers innovative workforce development solutions to the communities. With more than 40 years of management consulting, marketing, program development, Doug has cultivated a diverse clientele of cities, business consortia, and educational institutions who are implementing his solutions to change the way employers are again connecting with local talent and cultivating a workforce with skills in high demand. The Transform Career Mentoring Program is being piloted in Cincinnati's Deer Park High School, and it's the latest in a career's worth of highly focused programs to design, build, and grow local talent by connecting young talent with local employers. Doug, we're so excited to hear more. Take it away.
Thank you. There it is. Hello, good morning, everyone. And I'm so grateful for an opportunity to share some great news. There is no doubt that the single most important, hands down, impactful way to help a young person find their path on the road to a career or a life after high school is to connect that young person with a mentor. No doubt it is the potent strategy, and we have an intention to make that a revived and refreshed strategy here in Cincinnati, starting with Deer Park High School, and then, if successful, which we're sure it will be, moving it to the other schools in the region. The primary challenge that a mentoring program often has and this is pretty universally experienced across the spectrum, is the time demand that's asked of a mentor is often a bigger ask than the mentor can sustain. They run out of steam because understandably, they have their own family, they have their own weekends, they have their own plans, and it isn't necessarily always convenient, or it's not possible to just maintain a dynamic with another person in their lives and their family. We think we cracked the code, and the way we think we can make this doable across the spectrum is a 5-minute ask. So the question is, can 5 minutes of your time really make a difference in a young person's life? And if you'll advance the slide, please, the answer is absolutely. Then research has shown that much more than every third month going to a Reds game or a Bengals game with a young person, what really changes the game for a young person is regular, dependable, consistent dialogue with a person who now becomes an important advisor in their life. So what we know is that a 5-minute connection once a week by phone in the evening after business hours can absolutely change the way a young person sees their options, sees their path out of the current into the future, and sees their self-confidence grow. It comes from having someone in their life who's not a teacher, who's not a parent, who's not a relative. It's a person from the business community who has taken the time to check in and say, how's it going? How are things moving? So flip the slide, please. So what we're hoping we can do is convince you to help us by raising your hand to be a career mentor for a 10th or 11th grader and have that relationship start and continue right through the high school career of that young person. Again, the ask is 5 minutes once a week. The topic is options for life after high school and what their best career path might be. And we will guide and coach the career mentors on conversation starters to help keep that 5 minutes alive and well. And don't get me wrong, it could always be more than 5 minutes. It could always be more frequently than once a week. But the important thing is it happens every single week, no matter what. And that changes the expectations of that young person who we are trying to nurture. Flip, please. The end of the story is the program is well-oiled and well-tested. We initially did this program at Dater High School back in 2009 and brought it back for 2022 at Deer Park. We're also, for your information, doing it in 3 cities at once to get the pilot rolling. So in addition to Cincinnati, we're also doing it at Dayton Public, and we're doing it at Lima City Schools up in Lima. But in every case, the ask and the demand is the same. Come join a young person that we'll match you with for 5 minutes, and 5 minutes once a week, by phone, by text, and that will get the relationship locked in with that young person. Flip, please. So how do you sign up? The bottom line, ignore the June 17, that's now a typo. Hannah Lutton, HANNE.Lutton at Transform Consulting would love to hear from you, or if you text Hannah at 740-590-0560 with the note, count me in, she will bring you the registration information you need to join the party. Obviously, school is about to start, so it's upon us. We have 129 students at Deer Park in 10th grade that we want to match with a career mentor, each one of them as a personal career advisor. And our experience and expectation is this is how you change the game. This is how you turn young people into the talent who want to stay in Cincinnati and work in Cincinnati and help build their hometown. So that's the that's the pitch. We'd love to have as many from the chamber as we can. And I'll make sure that Monty Taylor and Spencer and Tom know how to get my contact information out to all of you. And I hope you all join us. Thank you, sir.
Doug, thank you so much. And I encourage everyone to reach out to Doug and his team. You know, every time we go through this monthly member briefing, there's just so many, it reminds me, there's so many great things happening in this incredible region, and Transform Consulting is right in the thick of it. A 5-minute ask makes you rethink your day, doesn't it? For more information, if anybody has any questions, please let us know and we'll make sure we connect you to Doug. Thank you, Doug.
Privilege. Thank you, Tom.
The Cincinnati Regional Chamber has a total of 10 benefit partners that enhance your business on an everyday basis. For our benefit partner today, we're excited to have Kelly Sirota, the Director of Group Purchasing Program and Sales Strategy for Office Depot. Kelly has been in this role since early 2018. She has the overall responsibility for the development of program marketing strategy and initiatives, overall sales growth, and the management of Office Depot's partnerships, programs, and activity. I got to tell you, if you want positive ROI in your membership, listen closely to what Kelly has to say. This program is a home run for all. Kelly, welcome, and tell us more. Kelly.
Good morning, I'm here. Good morning, guys. Hopefully you can hear me now and I'm now unmuted. Technical difficulties, as always.
You sound great.
Perfect, wonderful. As Thomas mentioned, my name is Kelly Sirota. I oversee the Chamber's partnership with Office Depot. And included in your membership at no additional cost to you is access to the Office Depot Savings Program. And essentially what myself and my team do is we've worked with Office Depot for about 20 years on an annual basis to negotiate preferred pricing on literally tens of thousands of items. And in a world where NPR came out just about an hour or two ago and said the average family spends, or families with school children spend on average $864 on back to school, we strongly encourage you to use your Office Depot discount, both professionally and personally. Accessing these savings are super easy. The last slide that I have will show you how, but as Thomas mentioned, utilizing your Office Depot Savings Program, let us do the work for you. Using the Office Depot Savings Program essentially allows you to offset the cost of your membership. So why not shave a few dollars off both your business savings for small business or large business, and also use it professionally. If you go to the very next slide, there's a QR code there that is the sign up on exactly where you go to sign up, and we get you started with the savings. So like I said, that's super easy. If you have any questions, the chamber will put you in touch with me, but please leverage them. Keep us working for you. It's no additional cost, and we can save you some money along the way.
Kelly's group does fantastic work, and I encourage you to connect with them and take them up on their offer. For those of you who are wondering, hey, how do I reach out to Kelly on this? Please reach out to myself, Beth McNeil, Monty Taylor, McLean, Strickland. We're more than happy to help connect you and find out how you can start saving today. I wrote a note here. Kelly said something. This isn't just for your business. This is also for your staff at your business. $864 on back to school expenses. Just think, if you can have your staff get to Office Depot, think of those savings that they're going to experience. And again, that parlays into the ROI. Kelly, thank you and your team for your partnership.
Always.
Joining us now is our very own Devonna Stripling. Devonna leads the Chamber's Women Excel programs, the WE programs. We lead, we ascend, we speak, as well as building cultural competence and power squad. Devonna's experience includes dedicated leadership in diversity, equity, and inclusion. She is a leader working to expand the capacity of others to become the best leaders they can be. And what isn't in her bio, Devonna brings the energy to the chamber. Devonna, we're excited to hear more.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Thomas, for that warm welcome. Again, my name is Devonna Stripling. I have the privilege and honor to serve as the Women's Program Excel Manager here at the Chamber. One of the programs that I kind of oversee is building culture competency, and it helps to widen your perspective and help you to develop skill sets and help you to grow more effective as a leader and capable of embracing differences as a competitive advantage and leading a cultural shift within your organization. This is a phenomenal class. We actually have our registration open for this class right now. We're going into class 9. Another program that I'm happy to oversee is We Ascend. The purpose of this program is to create a unique leadership experience for diverse, highly achieving BIPOC women. Leaders to grow professionally, prepare them for success, and cultivate a community to share strategies and support. This program is in its 3rd class, and I actually had the opportunity to start this class, and it has been a phenomenal turnout with the women who have been invested by their organizations and putting back into their female, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and helping to retain the talent within the organizations. This has been a phenomenal program. And again, this class is also open for registrations. We're taking participants to be a part of this. And then another program that I oversee is called We Lead. Now, We Lead has been in existence since 2007. And this is another leadership development program for high potential, goal-oriented women looking to advance their careers and elevate their leadership capabilities. We Lead prepares, positions, and also empowers women to a higher leadership role, because we know that we need the women to be in some of these C-suites roles to be able to have their voices elevated within the organizations. So this one is a 10-month program that actually starts, our new class will start in September. So we're excited about this particular class because we have 57 women who have applied for the class and now are about to start a great journey for 10 months. And with We Lead, they have a kickoff, they have an overnight retreat, they have 5 class sessions, they have 4 coaching sessions, and then at the end, they have a graduation. And then we get to expose them to new strategies, new ideas, and grow them professionally. So again, We Lead has been around for some time and has shown a very successful rate of women who are leading in our community, leading in their organizations, and keeping women in their organizations here in Cincinnati. The last event thing that I do, it's called We Speak. We Speak is a little different from a lot of our professional development sessions that we host at the Chamber, but We Speak provides an interactive forum for distinguished women leaders to share their personal experiences and advice and lessons learned with other leading business women. The program goes beyond the speaker bios to discuss professional and personal key issues that women face today. We Speak is designed to inspire, to educate, to provide networking opportunities and recognition for women leaders. This particular We Speak we're having actually on August 18th, and any member, non-member can come to our We Speak events. It's going to be held on August 18th. And I'm really excited about this particular We Speak that we're going to do, because since our newly elected Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was actually elected, I thought, hey, wouldn't it be great to put together a We Speak panel of our own, very own political officers here in our community. And we're calling it From the Local Government to the Supreme Court, the Future is Female. Some of our panelists that we'll have on this particular We Speak is Christy Kunz, who's the president and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Cincinnati. We also have Christy Davis. She's the chief Chief of Mediation Services and an Unofficial Hearing Officer at Hamilton County Juvenile Court. We also have Mika Owens, who's our newly elected city council member. We also have one of our own We Lead alumni, which is Kiana Tribune. She's one of our council members. She's a council member and vice mayor in the village of Woodlawn. So this speaking series will actually go behind the scenes, talk about some of the stereotypes, the issues they face. How did they overcome as Black elected officials in their positions? And then how do they charge other women to be able to go after some of the things that they want as political officials in our community? So these are some of the things that I oversee. I have the privilege and honor to serve with, and just amazing opportunity to meet women all across our spectrum. So if you're interested in either having one of your women apply for one of these sessions or come to our We Speak, please follow me. I'll give Thomas my email address so that everyone can be in contact with me, and we can stay in contact with you as well, so that you're kept current about some of our leadership center development programs that we offer at the chamber. Thomas?
Ivana, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your passion and your energy is fantastic, and I'm proud to call you a partner. Great job.
Thank you, partner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that brings us to the conclusion of today's program. I do want to talk a little bit about upcoming events we have. On August 10th, we have the Greater Cincinnati Safety Council meeting from 2:30 to 4 p.m. at the Oasis Conference Center. That is an in-person meeting, and that is where you start attending these meetings to make sure you get your 2% rebate on your workers' comp. August 18th, we have We Speak, what Devonna just talked about, from 4 to 6 at the chamber. And August 23rd, we have Cincy Social Hour from the Kinley Hotel Exchange Bar from 5:30 to 7:30. We're really excited about our program as we go through to the end of the year. Our goal at the chamber is to strive to bring you and connect you to the pulse of the region. Next month, Thursday, September 8th from 8 to 9, our keynote will be Lori Beer. She's the global CIO of JP Morgan Chase and Company. We're excited to have her. And when we even look out a little bit further into October, we'll have Steve Hightower, the president of Hightower Petroleum. So as we put these together, our goal is to connect you to the pulse of the region. Thank you, everybody. Make it a great week. Make it a great month. Again, it's hard to believe it's August. Let's make it the best August ever. Have a great day. Thank you.